Hey everyone, it's Jana with J. Marie Design and part of the Miss Ink Stamps design team. Today we're taking our scene card from flat to fabulous. I'm using the new City Life stamp set from Miss Ink Stamps. It releases on August 29th, and I'm going to show you how a little layering, some strategic dimension can make a stamped scene pop right off that card. So grab those foam squares and let's bring this city to life. Alright, to get started, I grabbed the new City Life stamp set from Miss Ink Stamps and I stamped out the street scene. And I stamped it out 4 times. Then I fussy cut some of the buildings and like the trees, the taxi, things I wanted to pop up and give dimension. I love the city scenes, but they can be a little flat. So this was my way of adding a little dimension. And the card in person is so much cooler than the pictures show. So I'm going to color in different layers, and I'm really just kind of spotlight coloring some of the elements of this stamp set. You could totally color the whole thing in, but I really wanted to bring attention to some of the things that I gave dimension to. So the trees I color multiple layers of, the building like the little awning, and just things I really wanted to stand out. This scene, excuse me, is quite large. It could easily go on a horizontal card or a vertical card or even, a 5x7 part of card. It's big and it's fantastic. There's more than 2 pieces to it, but it's a big set. So make sure you check that out. It releases on August 29th. So this set is fun. I've never been to New York. I think it would be a blast. I love sewing and things like that. Not really fashion, but I can appreciate good fashion. I'm not a very fashionable person. Leggings and a t-shirt is more my thing. But I love this set and the perspective. I'm really learning to kind of look into the stamp and like you're standing at the crosswalk looking down the street. The taxis are going by. So here are all my layers. And I'm just going to use some foam tape, and I have a couple different thicknesses of foam tape that I'm going to use because I want some things to really be popped up and some, just a little bit of dimension. So we're going to get this put down on here, and I struggle with my glue. It goes fine and then it doesn't, so I've got to take the pin and poke it out, but that works. I love the glue press, but sometimes it's a struggle. Life's a struggle sometimes. But you can see here that I have like part of the taxi colored on 2 layers, and then I actually fussy cut the taxi out itself. So I'm just going to trim lap these sides and make sure that the card's gonna fit. But I love the way that there's so many elements here that you could pull out. You could highlight different things. I probably could have pulled the sidewalk out a little more, but the building, the awning was what really caught my attention. That the dresses in the windows up above, the taxi, and the trees for some reason. The trees I really wanted to pop. So this is the second layer of the trees, and I just colored them in the same as I colored the little bit. And I actually really am popping up just the foliage part, the leafery part of the trees. For some reason, that's just one of the things when I looked at it that I really wanted it to stand out. I could have taken the couture sign as well, would have been another fun one to pop up and out off the card. But there's so many options, so many ways that you could go with this. to give dimension to your cards. And the same with like a room that has perspective, different street scenes. Miss Ink has a few perspective stamps that are fantastic. So make sure you check those out too. So here I am actually doubling up my foam because this one will sit above the other one, and I want to make sure that there's room for it, and that it's gonna really pop off the page, because it's the closest thing, if you were standing in the crosswalk, it's the closest thing to you. So it's, in my thoughts, it's going to be the thing that, really kind of pops up. And I love the way this came together. It was so fun. It was fun to pick out the different elements that I wanted to pop up. When I first looked at this, I knew immediately that the taxi had to have dimension and had to be like the front, the first thing that I would see. But it really does give you the feeling that you are standing in the crosswalk in, like the fashion district, and looking down the street. It's just so many things. So many things. But it was fun, and it was something different. Cards don't have to be flat. They can move. They can, be popped up. And this is still fairly thin, so it would be easily mailable. Easy to mail. It's one of those words that's hard to say. So we're just going to get this on our backing after I tidy up a little bit. Those little backers off the foam end up everywhere. So I'm going to pull out the other new stamp set called Fashionista, and there's a sentiment in there that says fashion is life. And I thought that it was perfect for this scene where you have the window scene of the dresses in the window. So I'm going to stamp that out in a dark red to kind of match the dresses that I had and make it pop against the black and white of the buildings. And then just a little banner die cut and get it popped up as well to kind of stay with the whole theme of the card. And that's it. I love how this came together, and I hope that you will give the scenes cards a try. Let me know in the comments. Are you a dimension? Are you a flat, but lots of color? Are you clean and simple? I think too that even coloring the cityscape kind of monochromatic, but with little pops of color. And I could have colored in the buildings and the sky, but there were just a few things that I wanted to focus on, and so that's what I did. I'm going to matte this on a black layer because that black is really going to make those little pops of color, the little spotlight images really stand out. And then we add our sentiment, get it on a card base, and we have a fantastic scene perspective card that went from flat to fabulous. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, so that way you'll get notification of more wonderful videos from the design team and Miss Ink Stamps. Thanks for watching, and happy crafting!